any person in this room experienced when you mess up in life, you go into a dark room? It may be figurative or literal. But at some point in our lives today, when we fail, we go into this place. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ignite speakers, friends, good evening. When we experience challenges, mistakes, and even failures, we ask ourselves, why did I fail? Why did I fail? But did you know that the answer to that question is the question itself? Confusing? No, it's not. The WHY is a mnemonic for you to follow in order to cope up with failure. Let's start with W. What is failure? It's source. So when you experience failure in life, or failures in life in general, you have to acknowledge that I failed. And you have to determine what is the source of that failure. The reason behind that is for you to accept that, yes, I did make a mistake and I failed. And that is the first step towards achieving your coping for such event. So, the next one would be H. How do I cope or overcome failure? There's a lot of steps out there established by authors, even psychologists, but I found 3 simple steps that you may follow. It may be something that you are already familiar with. Let's start with, tell yourself that you are good enough. Ladies and gentlemen, no one is created perfect, but everyone is unique. So every time you make a mistake, tell yourself that, hey, I am good enough. You should tell yourself that it's better this way. Next would be, stop comparing yourself to others. Because if you do, it will just make you feel insecure, jealous of others. So I suggest that since you're unique, you're good. Do not compare yourself to your neighbor or your friends. And last would be, learn from your mistakes. Because if you commit mistakes over and over without learning from it, that's no longer called a mistake. It's called stupidity. So I suggest you learn from it. And let's move to that why, which is you are the master of your life. So when you experience failures in life, do not rely on your loved ones, your parents, your friends to overcome it. It's you who should decide to move on. So I would suggest that you take control of the event because again, you are the master of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, let me share to you a brief story of the birds. The birds travel far and wide to gather twigs, sticks, and even leaves to build their nest. And once in a while, these are affected by preying animals, the weather, and even humans. But then again, the bird goes out into the wilderness, builds a new nest, and this time lays her eggs. But then again, here comes the birds, the humans, the weather, destroying the nest, dropping the eggs to the ground. But what does the bird do? They just fly again into the wilderness to build a new nest. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you here are the birds. I'm not saying that you're cuckoo or my parents are repeating what everyone says, but ladies and gentlemen, the birds here are you yourselves. You go out into the wilderness to seek opportunities, study, build your career, you build your life. That is what you have today. And guess what? That is your nest. That is what you've accomplished so far. That is the fruit of your labor. That is what you have achieved. But then again, your nest is being challenged by mistakes, problems, difficulties, and eventually failure. And that's where the preying animals come in, even the weather. But from time to time, those things affect what is precious in your nest or in your life. And that those are the eggs, which is your parents, your family, your loved ones, your career, students here, your education. Because of failure, you feel that I'm not good enough, it's not perfect. But then again, ladies and gentlemen, always remember that you are birds. You go out into the wilderness to rebuild what you already have. But every time you experience failure, think of this. Fail means something, and that is first attempt in learning. Because then again, if you learn from your mistakes, it makes you a better person the next time around. So when you are in a dark place such as this one, go out of that room. Go into the wilderness, go into the world, and be a better version of yourself. And believe that you are the best that you can be. Good evening.